Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm at Oak Barn Exotic Garden, which is one of the best gardens I've ever visited. I visited last year as part of the National Garden Scheme. I've been invited back and I've been allowed to do a tour, so please join me in one of the most amazing gardens I've ever visited. First of all, you walk in and your first feeling is wow. The height and the foliage really does give an atmosphere that you've just walked into somewhere completely different. I've walked around this garden already with the owner and creator. This garden was created in 2009, so 13-14 years in the making. What an amazing job that's been done. So the first thing I'd like to say about this garden is the height that's been achieved and the way it allows this dappled light to come through and create just a feeling of such calming sort of atmosphere that I don't think any other private garden that I've been in has given me that sense of being somewhere else. And the way that this old cottage has been incorporated and to become part of the garden is just absolutely stunning. So let's take a little walk around, talk about some of the plants that are used. So there's many different paths you can take, and I will try to cover them all. And I'm sorry if it gets a bit noisy because we are surrounded by some sort of farmland. So every now and again I may have to cut the sound off. But as you walk through here, there is a real sense of height above me. There is massive contrast in foliage, which gives it so much interest. But then there's also separate little walkways taking you to different parts of the garden. This is a great little touch. This piece of timber across, creating like a mini pergola. So it almost frames this part of the garden into walking into the next section, and it really does work well. So again, we have another little walkway, making the most of the border space and using every part of the garden. So now going around this part is more of the sort of usable entertainment area. We have gingers and bananas, a lovely seating area. Now how about this for a touch? Their homemade mini bar. Really does look good. Then here we've got a large boutia, and then to make the absolute most of this garden, they've even used bromeliads and that in the trunk to get as much colour and character as they can. Then we have the gingers, the cannas, the bananas, and there's also quite a few pugmansias planted out, which really do give it a cracking effect. This stunning little water feature here, surrounded by green ferns, gives a real calming effect when you're sat in this area. I just know, as I'm stood here, that my camera footage is no way near going to give the impression of how good this garden is. Lovely wood burning hot tub. What a place to sit with a water feature the barn and all these tropical plants surrounding, and also a brilliant overhead canopy. And also, to make the most of that canopy, this is a brilliant little touch. We walk through these trachycarpus and all these green ferns, and they've created these steps for a separate little area. Now we have a walkway going past this bamboo where we can stop, look round to the right and get a canopy view of this part of the garden. What a brilliant idea, and what a sense of journey. So now we can walk through here past the tree fern. Now we have a little seating area where we're high up at the top of the garden and can appreciate it from the higher level. We also have this Paulownia tomentosa, which is cut back every year to about this height to keep these really big, impressive leaves. It's so interesting to see such a great garden from this aspect. Okay, let's head down. So it's September 2003, and this winter this garden faced about -5, so the damage wasn't too bad. Lots of the tender plants are brought into the greenhouse, which is kept just frost free. Honestly, walking around, I feel like I could be anywhere if it wasn't for the odd tractor running past. It reminds me of where I am. Monsteras, colocasia, lots of begonias, cannas. So if I take a walk around here, loads of foliage. And there's an area around here which has got a large greenhouse which they keep frost free and bring lots of their tender plants in. What an amazing space. So I probably haven't got time to cover everything in this garden, so I'm going to try and give you a brief look. So we have these brugmansias which get planted out every year. What an effect that gives, with the flowers raining down above your head. Now the tallest plant in the garden is that eucalyptus, which was planted about 12-13 years ago. They do get very, very big. Then we've got these dahlias and gingers to just keep adding colour and foliage wherever you look. And every bit of space is used for plants. With climbers and epiphytes and hanging baskets. Lovely little touch that I see earlier. Around here. How about this for character? This lovely bit of trunk with all these epiphytes on it, Tillandsia and bromeliads, which are brought in through the winter months. But what an effect that gives. And it's definitely something I'm gonna start doing in my garden. So round the back here, hold on, I'll just rewind a little bit. Here we have a little tiki hut that I nearly totally missed, which is next to the ladder going up to the higher canopy walkway. What a lovely place to sit on a day like this in the shade. Has real character, but even then there's plants in there to tie it all together. Now I've been fortunate enough to come on a day that's going to be 25 degrees Celsius. It's hardly windy. This is just a walkway around the back of the borders, making sure that they use every bit of the space. This is a bit more of a woodland area, using mainly greens, tree ferns, tetrapanics, massive eucalyptus, bamboos. I think the use of height in this garden and the way it just filters that light through. It's mesmerizing, honestly. To create an atmosphere that is so calming, but also so interesting, is so hard to achieve. And the only thing that's going to achieve that as the train goes past is hard work and time. Put the effort in and look what you can create. It truly is hard to believe that this garden is surrounded by countryside, because you feel like you could be anywhere. Now I know as I'm filming this, I'm going to miss so much, because there is so much to see. So if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. They do open this garden once a year in September for the open garden scheme. I will put details for anyone that's local in the description. I do apologise if I keep going quiet, I'm just taking it in. So here's a very large brugmansia planted in the ground and dug up every year. But it must be worth the effort, because look at it. As I'm walking around, I'm just seeing so much interest and character. There's a Camerops humilis growing in dappled shade. I know they love full sun, but how healthy does that specimen look? So I think I've shown you most of it without making the video too long. For me personally, it is an amazing garden, and I've been inspired by so much of it, and I love the use of the hardy backbone and all the tender plants. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Any questions, please leave it in the comments. Oak Barn Exotic Garden, one of the best out there. Thank you.